as we continue. Wait, Tetelo, did you manage to attend lessons by Tetelo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you understand the topic as he's teaching it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then it's fine. So, if we get to a point where you need the lessons for that topic, you just let me know, then we'll arrange. Ne?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I did realize that we've done all, but we did not touch on that topic. And then the other thing that I wanted to confirm is with regards to chemistry, to verify if you haven't got any chemistry topics that you need assistance with.
No, not yet, sir.
Not yet, okay. Then it's fine. But just make sure to attend a chemistry lesson today. Ne?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it won't be a revision, but it's going to be a live Zoom. Okay, then it's fine. These are just the basics from grade 10. I do fully understand your standard, so we will not necessarily have to redo everything, but we will learn as we solve the problems. Okay, that example, number 1A, can you see that one detail?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, maybe very quickly, let me be hands-on that one. So when we say we use reduction formulae, Tetelo, you know by now we use this thing where all trig ratios are positive in that quadrant, and then CST, and you know about this 180 degrees, there it's minus an angle, there it's plus an angle, and then again we have 270 degrees, which is a plus taking to the next minus back, and then we also have 360 degrees there, minus taking us into this quadrant, and then a plus taking us into the next quadrants. And then they're having a 90 degrees, being a plus, taking us into the next minus to the previous quadrant. You know about this most detail.
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So when we say we reduce angles, we always want to reduce them to become acute angles. So that means if we are dealing with angles which are numbers, we always want to reduce them to acute angles. So that means always if it's bigger than 90, it's either it is obtuse, reflex, or revolution. So we want to then reduce it to being an acute angle. It's more like simplifying the angle, if I have to put it that way. So how you look at this, you first interpret that angle to say 180 plus, in which quadrant does that fall?
Quadrant 3.
Quadrant 3. Then you say, is cos positive or negative in quadrant 3?
It's negative.
It's negative. That's why you will therefore have negative cos of an angle. You do the same with that one to say 180 minus which quadrant?
Quadrant 2.
Is cos positive or negative?
Negative.
Yes, then that's why you have negative cos, and then that divided by that, it ends up being a 1. Okay, we can move on. Or do you have a question on that one?
No, sir.
Okay, then it's fine. Let's move on to that second one, which is B. You do the same. So you will say, for me, it makes it very much easier when I've got that, where I'm going to say this is cast diagram. Then we say 180 plus which quadrant?
Third.
Turn positive or negative?
It's positive.
Yes, okay. Then it's fine. Then that's why we will have that. And then what about that? Which quadrant?
Quadrant 4.
Sign positive or negative?
It's negative.
Negative, then we'll have that. And then that one, obviously, fourth quadrant, and then turn negative. And then that's when we have that. Then this one will cancel with that. Negative cancel with negative. You remain with that sign. Any question on that one, Tetelo?
No, sir.
No question. Okay. So now let's look at this one. Again, this one, because it has a squared there, interpret it as two of the same thing, meaning you have 1 minus tan 360 degrees, again, tan 360, I had to include a minus there, 360 degrees minus an angle. So what I'm saying is take it as, again, another tan 360 degrees where you minus an angle. And then you are therefore going to still do the same and say, this which quadrant?
It's quadrant 4.
Quadrant 4, tan positive or
Tan is
negative?
negative.
Negative. Then you can just write it as negative tan of an angle. So that means even this one is going to be negative tan of an angle because it's two of the same thing. Does it make sense there, Tetelo?
Yes, sir.
Yes, then that will cancel with that. Do you agree on that one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, then you will have 1 minus tan theta, which then goes back to 1 minus tan squared theta. That is why you are having that. Any questions on that one, Tetelo?
No, sir.
Okay, look at that exercise 1. Just have a look and let me know if there's one that you think it might give you a challenge. Otherwise, if there's none, then you look at that one.
Yes, sir. Nothing, sir.
Okay, what about number 2?
Nothing.
Okay. Okay, then it's fine. I had to just quickly attend to that. But let's now see the ones for the 90 minus 90 plus 270 minus 270 plus. Do you still remember how they work?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 100%. So now let's try to jump. And then, okay, that one, example number 2, where they say simplify. Do you think you can be able to work it out? That one, explain to me, how would you then have to approach this one?
Yes, sir.
Or if you want to quickly write it, it's fine. You can quickly write and let me know when it's done.
Got the answer, sir.
Okay, how did you work it out?
First, the cos 90 minus theta, I changed it into sin theta.
Wait, you said what did you change?
I changed the cos 90 plus theta into
Okay,
sin theta.
theta, okay.
Then it was over negative sin theta.
And negative sin theta. Let me quickly do this. So you say negative sin theta, okay. And then finally, what do you have?
Negative 1.
Negative 1, okay. So how you interpret it, did you follow this process to say this plus this in which quadrant?
Quadrant 2.
Is this positive or negative in quadrant 2?
Oh, it's negative.
Yes, then it's negative and then it changes. So that is the process that you must follow. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you start with the angle to say in which quadrant is this positive or negative. If it's negative, then because it's 90, that's when you change. That one made sense, most Ed. Tell.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there is B. Do you want to quickly give it a try?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you let me know when you are done.
Done, sir.
Okay, okay. Let me quickly do this. Okay, so how did you work it out?
The sin 360 minus theta, I changed it into negative sin theta.
And let's see, cast. So, okay, maybe let me train you to interpret it this way so that every problem that you deal with, you will not forget. So you always say 360 minus which quadrant?
It's quadrant 4.
Is it positive or negative in that quadrant?
Negative.
Yes, okay, then that's how you interpret it. And you said, what did you have?
Negative sin theta.
Negative sin theta. You always put inside the brackets if it's a negative. Okay. And then you do the same, interpret it that same way. How did you work out that other one?
The sin 90 plus theta, it's in quadrant 2. So it's positive, and it becomes cos theta.
100%. I agree with you on that one. Okay, continue.
Then the cos 90 minus theta, it's in quadrant 1, so it's gonna be sin theta.
Yes, it's going to be a positive sin theta. It changes. Okay. That one.
Then it's gonna be the cos 360 minus theta, which is quadrant 4, and cos is positive, so it's cos theta.
Cos theta. Okay. Then we have that negative one, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the most important part is this one of knowing which quadrant, or is it positive or negative, and then does it change or it doesn't change? Okay. Then it's fine. Then let's go to exercise 2, number 1. Just look at it and let me know if you think there's one that is challenging.
Nothing, sir.
I agree. Let's go on to number 2. And what about number 2? Which one do you think could be challenging?
Nothing, sir.
I agree. Let's go on to number 3. Why am I suspecting that A there?
Yeah, could I try A?
That A, yeah, go for it. Go for it. Let's see how far you can go.
Yeah, I think I have the answer.
Okay. Let's see. Maybe let me do this so that I will be writing there. Okay, take me through the process that you went through. Tell, how did you work it out?
I first put the sin square 80 180 plus theta into a bracket. It was
Mm,
sin
okay, what am I writing?
sin 180 plus theta,
Inside the brackets like that.
and then put that into a bracket and put it square.
Okay,
Then it was minus bracket cos 90 minus theta bracket square.
okay, okay.
And then it was bracket, and then it was because 180 plus theta is in quadrant 3, so it was going to be negative sin theta bracket
That,
square
okay,
minus bracket, because it was 90 minus theta, it's quadrant 1, so it's cos sin theta, then it's bracket square.
yeah. So theta, that, okay,
Then when you square it, it's sin square theta minus sin square theta, which is 0.
she's zero. I agree with you on that one, honorable member. Definitely agree with you on that one. But it looked like it was easy, but did you see the work that was needed there, detail? Looked like it
So
was easy one, but yeah, there was definitely some work to be done. Okay, same with this ones. Okay, let's look at that exercise 3. Let me know if you've got an idea of what they want you to do, and let me know if you can be able to work them out.
yes, sir, I know what to do.
Okay, maybe explain one. Which one would you like to choose and explain so that I'm also 100% that you understand?
I can explain A.
Okay, how would you work it out?
I'll work it out as sin bracket 360 minus 50 bracket.
Okay, 100%. Then we continue and let's see. And then, okay, we've got some examples there. That number 1, mhm. Okay, it's fine. Let's say that number 1. Do you think you can be able to work it out?
Yes, sir.
Number 2.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure, Tetelo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me do this. And then, okay, so that number 2, explain how would you work it out?
I would work it out as it'll be cos,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll be bracket
Mm-hmm.
360 plus 180 plus theta, and then I'll
360
take,
plus
and then in the
80
next
plus.
And then the next
Okay.
one, I would be saying cos 180 plus beta.
Okay, no, then it's fine. Then it's fine. So, you always assume it to be falling in the first quadrant. You will therefore say 350, 360 plus whatever. So that this whatever angle, we always assume it to be falling in the first quadrant. But you just know that, okay, it's 360 plus it takes you in the first quadrant where everything is positive, then it will just be a cos of that whatever. Then you reinterpret this again where you say this plus which quadrant. Can you see the detail?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about number 3?
Yes, sir.
You think you can be able to work it out?
Yes, sir. I think so.
Okay, maybe explain so that I'm confident. How would you work it out?
I would first swap them around, so it would be tan bracket negative 180 plus theta.
Okay, next step.
Then it would be negative tan bracket 180 plus theta. Wait, minus theta.
Negative tan into 180 degrees minus theta. I'm just wondering, detail. Let me make use of this space to say, isn't it mathematically correct to maybe rewrite it this way to say it's actually negative 180 degrees. Did you say plus theta? Or did you say, no, you said minus theta because that one. So that means minus theta at close and then that. Did you see what I've done there today?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it's now as if it is tan of negative whatever the angle. Then we say tan or trigonometric ratio negative angle. Which quadrant does that fall?
Sorry, sir, I couldn't hear you.
So I was saying a tan into negative angle. Which quadrant does that fall?
It falls into quadrant. Doesn't it fall into quadrant 4?
Okay, then if it falls in quadrant 4, is tan positive or negative in quadrant 4?
Negative.
So that means we end up having negative tan x, of which our x in this case is 180 degrees minus theta, which is what you got there. Okay, then this and that in the second, and then it's negative, then it makes it positive tan theta as your final answer, ne?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let me ask you this and say, what if the question now it was cos that. Yes, do this one, Tetelo, using the method that you use to approach that one, where you change and then you take something to the outside. Let's see how this one will look like. Can you see that one in green? Try that one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, try that one. Let me know when you're done, and then we will compare.
Got it, sir.
Okay, how did you work it out?
I first swapped it, so it was cos minus 80 plus theta bracket.
Okay, next step.
Then it was cos bracket minus bracket cos no
Uh,
cos
hmm.
bracket minus bracket 180 minus theta.
Even though I did not want you to approach it this way, but it's fine. Let's continue.
Then it would be negative cos 180 plus theta
Negative cos into 180. Did you say plus or minus theta?
minus theta.
Minus theta. Okay, it's fine. Okay, let's continue.
Then it would be because it's in the third quadrant, second quadrant, it would be cos theta.
Cos theta. Okay, no. Then it's fine. You did it the same way you actually approached that first one. So it's fine. Let's test if it's correct. Let's maybe use a angle 30. So put 30 there and also put 30 there. Check if it gives you the same answer. You might find that it's the same answer. Maybe the other is positive, the other is negative. Let's see. So put it on that first one. Let me know what you get. And then your final answer, let me know what you get.
Yes, sir. The first one's negative, while the other one's positive.
Yes. So, you know what makes it to be that a detail? maybe let me first explain what your mistake is on that one. So can you see what you've done? You took out this negative to the outside, and when you take it to the outside, it's like this is now a coefficient. Is a coefficient an angle, a detail?
No, sir.
No, because it doesn't have a degree. So according to what you've done, you've taken it out to become a -1, which means if you want to reverse it, you can now say that times that times that, which is wrong. It's only this way you can say that times that, because you are still working within the angle. Can you see the detail? So that means what is part of the angle remains within the angles. You treat it within the angles. You don't take out a negative to the outside like that. Can you see the detail?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just going to explain to you what happens there. So you see what you did there, you took out that negative to the outside, which is the correct thing to do. Now you have an angle, which is how you wanted it to be. So this thing is like you have cos of negative angle being x. Then you say, which quadrant does that fall? Which quadrant detail? Detail, are you still there? Tetelo? Looks like you are disconnected. Okay,
Sir.
still there.
Sir.
Let's see. Tetelo, are you still there?
Sir.
Were you disconnected?
I think so, sir.
Yes, okay, then it's fine. So I was asking to say, in which quadrant does that fall? Cos into negative x.
Not quadrant 3.
Quadrant number 3.
Yes, sir.
Why quadrant 3, Tetelo? How did you get to quadrant 3?
Oh, no, it's quadrant 2.
Okay, then now I notice it's an information that you need to know. Okay, this is what happens, Tetelo, when you have tan, as long as if you have cos again, if you have sine, it doesn't matter if it's cot, cosec, or sec. As long as it is negative angle, just know it will always be in the fourth quadrant. Always in the fourth quadrant. Can you see there, detail?
Yes, sir.
Yes, just like on that previous one, you knew that this falls in the fourth quadrant. It's because you are having negative angle. So there you have negative, the whole of that being an angle. So simply because you have cos into negative angle, it falls in the fourth quadrant. So you see in the fourth quadrant, is cos positive or negative?
It's positive.
It's positive. That's why it has to be positive. Cos of 180 degrees minus that. Then you interpret to say this second quadrant, it's negative in the second quadrant. That's why it becomes negative cos angle. So that's why on your side, you had positive and negative answers. It was because of the issue with interpretation of that part. Can you see the detail?
Yes, sir.
Yes, even though there you can see they do say take out that negative sign to the outside, but I try to say avoid doing it that way, because you see now when it's cos, that thing, it doesn't apply there. That one, it doesn't apply there. So this one, it's that one of taking it out to the outside, it only applies if you are having sine and tan. But when it comes to cos, you saw what happened, most detail.
Yes, sir.
Yes. But do you understand, Tetelo? Are you sure you're not being confused on that one where I say negative in the fourth quadrant?
No, sir, I'm not confused.
Okay, then it's fine. So that means even this one, you see that one, Tetelo, you interpret it the same way to say in which quadrant does that fall?
Quadrant 4.
Quadrant 4. Then you say, is this positive or negative in quadrant 4?
Negative.
Negative. So that is why its final answer will be negative sign. Then this one, you do it the same way. Which quadrant? Quadrant 4. Positive or negative? Positive. That is why the final answer is there. Can you now see a detail? Does it make sense now?
Yes, sir, it makes sense.
Yes, 100%. Even that one, you interpret it the same way. Okay, so now exercise 4, have a look and let me know if there's one that might be a challenge there. No, Tetelo, I will give you this once. I think I will give you that. And I will also give you that. So you can first attempt those two, and then afterwards, let me know if there are others that you think they might give you a challenge, so that I will take you through those.
Yes, sir. answer.
Okay. Okay. How did you work it out?
For E, I said tan bracket negative 180 minus theta.
Tan bracket negative 180
Plus theta.
Oh, okay. See what you've done. Okay. Next step.
Then it would be negative tan bracket 180 plus theta.
Okay. So this is what I meant to say. Do not do it that way. But maybe if you had to do it that way, can you explain how did you get to that negative that? This is what you're saying was to tell.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So can you explain how did you get to that?
I took the negative out.
Okay, I see. So that's what I meant when I was saying avoid doing it that way. You need to say because it's tan negative angle, which quadrant does it fall?
Quadrant 4.
So in quadrant 4, is tan positive or negative?
It's negative.
Yes, then that's where that negative comes from. So you don't say you take it out as if it's a common factor or something, because you see, the moment you take it out, it's now negative 1. Which is now a coefficient. So if you interpret it that way, it's the same as you saying that this thing is the same as that 2 multiplies that by that, that by that, which is impossible. That's why I'm saying it's like you can say that by that, that by that, which is not mathematically correct, but this is the one which is mathematically correct because it is within the angle. So it's just the issue of interpretation, Tetelo. So that's why I'm saying if you interpret it that way, even when it's cos there, you're going to say negative cos. And you saw when you say negative cos, it messes up with the signs, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So maybe when I say turn into negative x, this x, it represents the whole of that. So that's why you just need to know that it falls in the fourth quadrant. And then in the fourth quadrant, a turn is negative. Then you take it out as negative. Then your x, you can therefore expand it as that and work it out. So even though you might have gotten the correct answer, but your interpretation is wrong, and with it being wrong, it makes it a dangerous interpretation because it's only valid for sine and cos, but when you for sine and tan, but when you get to cos, you're going to definitely get it wrong with that same interpretation. So do you now understand what not to do or how not to interpret it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about that K? I'm not sure if you want to explain based on what you've done or if you want to redo it.
I can explain, sir.
Okay, how did you work it out?
So it was sin bracket negative 90 minus theta.
C in bracket negative 90 minus theta. Okay, yes, I agree, yes. Okay, next step.
Then Then because it's in quadrant 2, it would become cos theta, minus cos theta.
Wait, you say it's in quadrant 2.
Yes, sir.
How do you know it's in
Oh,
quadrant
no, I had
2?
to first take, because I had to first take out the negative.
Okay, then what will it be?
It'll be minus sin bracket 90 plus theta.
Bracket 90 plus theta. Okay, how did you end up getting that?
Because the negative angle of sin is in quadrant 4, so it would be sin is negative.
It's in quadrant 4, and then sin is negative. Yes, okay, then it's fine. Tetelo, are you sure you did not take some shortcuts? It looks like you interpreted it your way, and then after 2 seconds, you remembered that's not the way, and then you corrected it along the way.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I could notice. Okay, then it's fine because if you have done it up to that stage, you should be fine continuing. But I'm more concerned about you understanding that interpretation detail because one mistake on that one, everything going down is wrong. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So now what about that number 2? When you look at it, anything that you think might give you a challenge?
Maybe 3.
Maybe C, no.
Yes, sir.
Okay, maybe quickly give it a try. Let's see what you've got, and then we will then see if there was a valid challenge on that one.
Got the answer, sir.
Okay. Okay, let's discuss those first few steps to see what you've done. The first one, what did you end up getting?
I got negative sin bracket 180 minus beta.
Negative sign, 180. Did you say plus?
No, I said minus beta.
Okay, minus beta. And you say how you got it. Did you interpret it that same way?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then it's fine. What about that other one?
It's times negative tan bracket 180 plus beta.
Let's see. So it's negative, you say, nay, negative tan. Wait.
180
Oh, yes.
plus
Okay.
beta.
180 plus beta. And also this one, you interpreted it that same way, nay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then it's fine. And then what about C? That one?
It's going because it's in quadrant 3, it becomes negative cos beta.
Yes, that one, okay, negative cos beta. And then that one,
Because it's a negative angle, it becomes cos beta.
yes, because of the quadrant in which it falls. Okay, then the next one,
Because it's 360 plus beta, it becomes sin beta.
sin beta, yes. I think there's improvement Tetelo, because can you see that your most or main challenge was that interpretation of when you are having this? Can you see the detail?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because what you've done there, that part, as long as you can manage to do it that way, going down, I notice you haven't got any issues with dealing with what is it, all of that. So now my question would be, on our next lesson detail, you can just let me know via a WhatsApp inbox if we still continue with this going on to the proof and wara, or if we go for, what is it, Euclidean, or maybe a chemistry or physics. Maybe while we're still here, even though you may not 100% be sure, what do you think next lesson will be or should be?
I think it would be chemistry.
Chemistry, okay. No, then it's fine. So I think for now, we'll just leave it here. Just make sure to attend the chemistry lesson for today, ne?
Yes, sir.
Okay, until we meet again, today.